There's a myth going around, and it could be true for some people, that men prefer a younger woman. I'm 60 years old, and I guess some people would say that a man of equal fitness and success and has life together at the level that I have would choose a younger woman. I've heard that a lot. You hear about the guy that leaves his wife for the younger woman. But here are a couple things that I want to say is that I don't see any evidence of that necessarily, because in my work as a bookkeeper, one of the reasons that men choose me is not just for my bookkeeping experience, but for my looks. Because in the bookkeeping business, it's really a lot about looks, and most bookkeepers are in their 20s. I'm a very rare exception. A bookkeeper my age is pretty rare to find, actually. And so the men that are paying $500 per hour of bookkeeping, they have their choice of women. My prices are actually on the high end. And these guys are booking an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever they're booking. Um, they have thousands of bookkeepers to pick from in their 20s with fake breasts, spinners, girls that look like college eds, like gorgeous bookkeepers. You should go on the pages and see. So I don't know what percentage of men would pick different bookkeepers, because we don't have surveys on this, and there are not that many. There are a lot more women in their 20s, so all the men who want women in their 20s would be spread out among all of them. And there are not that many women over 50, and some of them have like fake breasts or whatever. I don't know, but I can tell you that there are men who prefer to see me over someone else. They want to see me specifically because they like an older woman. And these are successful, fit men. They're successful, fit guys. And when they're hiring a bookkeeper based on her looks and her personality, and they're choosing a 60-year-old over 20-year-old, I have to question the assumption that a woman's sexual market value declines with age for all men. It's not true for all men. Now, the reason they will pick an older bookkeeper is they say an older bookkeeper has more experience. An older bookkeeper is nicer. Number three, I just prefer older bookkeepers. Some younger men will say, I just prefer an older bookkeeper. Now, a lot of guys in their 70s or 60s or even 50s want an age-appropriate woman because that's their preference, and they value intelligence. They're not just looking for an arm candy thing. They want someone who's intelligent, that can talk to them, that remembers what a record player is, that isn't always talking about Instagram or their phones. And also, some of the men say, I don't want a bookkeeper that's the same age as my daughter. It's just creepy to me. It's just weird to me. So that's one thing. Now, that's for hiring a bookkeeper, okay? So the evidence is clear. The sexual market value of a woman increases with age. All guys know that older women are better in bed. And that's because we get better as we get more confident and we know what we like. So that's number one. Number two, when it comes to dating, I remember when I was in my 50s, dating guys that were a few years younger. They were looking for a relationship. We just didn't hit it off. And I would say, why don't you get someone younger? Because these guys were very successful guys. And they would say, I prefer older women. Or they would say, I don't want a woman with children anymore. I don't want a woman with children. Because if you're a 60-year-old guy and you can get women in their 40s, but these women in their 40s have children in elementary school. I had my last child at 37, so at 45 I had an 8-year-old. And a guy in his 60s, his kids are gone. He doesn't necessarily want to start a new family or raise kids all over again. So that's, a real thing too. It just depends on what people want. A lot of people, I guess, they form relationships based on, I want the woman to be arm candy and I want the guy to pay for everything. And other people are more looking for like a partnership with someone they get along. Personally, I allow everyone to have their preferences. You know, there's the guy on here who likes the 6-inch heels. There's a guy, you know, that just likes black women. There's a guy that just likes Asian women. There's a guy in there, you know, that just likes younger women. There are guys in there that just like big breasts or red hair or, you know, who is that guy? Steven Speaks. He likes high maintenance women. There's some guys that just like big women. So it's not true that all men like one thing or all women like one thing. Like some women like very fit guys, some women like bigger boned guys or nerdy guys or guys with dreadlocks. I had a friend who loved guys with dreadlocks. I'm like the or artist types. And to me I just cringe. So there's no such thing as no one will want you. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's so many women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s that get married. Someone fell in love with them. Someone that they wanted fell in love with them. And there are so many men I talk to that are still in love with their wives, even as the wives get older, still in love with their wives, still turned on by their wives. What I'm trying to get to here is that we're all going to get older. There's that model. There's a model named Polina Pariskova. She's 57 years old. She used to be the model for L'Oreal and I don't know, a bunch of and she's been kind of making the rounds on the social media and in the news a few months ago because her husband divorced her or something, and she started saying, she was saying, I used to walk into the room and I felt attractive. Everyone was looking at me. Now no one's looking at me, and it's my age, and I hate aging, and all of this. And the problem isn't her aging. The problem is her attitude. Because see, I know I don't look really good right now. I didn't sleep that much last night. But the problem is that if you hold self-worth as a human on yourself, and the whole value that you see in another person is just their youth or just their body, and you haven't connected with anything meaningful inside, something spiritual, something meaningful outside of how you look, aging is going to take you out. And she looks depressed. She doesn't have any aliveness. I wouldn't want to be around her, not because she's old, but because she's depressed. There are older people. Now look at Jamie Lee Curtis. She's old and she's a vibrant, happy woman. See, people are attracted to your frequency. People of like frequency are attracted. So for me, for example, I'm 60, I'm old. However, I have a happy frequency, and happy people are going to be attracted to me. And there are not that many happy people. So that's how I compete. Or just like, and even then, just like be happy in yourself. But let's have to look at some pictures of these ladies, and you can see what I mean. I mean, obviously she's gorgeous, right? But there's more to a person's beauty than their face. She's obviously gorgeous, like Amber Heard was gorgeous a long time ago. Let's see how she looks now. See, she's actually still a very beautiful woman, but she looks depressed. So she thinks that nobody wants her, but she still has very beautiful features. Very beautiful features. But look at that. Now she ruined herself. I don't know if this is a real photo, but I don't want to put her down. But see, when women go through and they do all these facelifts and lip fillers and cheek fillers, they ruin their look. And a lot of men don't like that, because men are into a natural connection. They're like, who are you? You're just plastic now. Sorry, Paulina, you are beautiful. You don't need to do all that stuff. Here we see a woman who is very beautiful based on her features. This is why older women are better, because their personality comes out as they age. Let's check this out. Angry, bitter, defiant. Ooh, yikes. Run, run, run. All right, this is Jamie Lee Curtis when she was younger. There she is again. Looking very fit, very, very pretty woman. She's 63 now. There she is with her daughter, and she has so many wrinkles. She has her gray hair. She doesn't believe in doing plastic surgery, and she actually looks her age. She's beautiful, I think. I think she's absolutely beautiful. And she looks 63. What's wrong with that, you guys? She's beautiful. She just looks happy, you know? She looks happy. She's hot. Now here's a woman that I think has distorted her face with too much surgery. Sorry, Libs. I'm not a fan of her. Although she does have a handsome husband, despite his excess drinking in the middle of the night and car crashes, but let's not talk about that. She does have a pretty good surgeon, but again, with her, I think it's more about her personality, but she did have some good surgeons. Let's be honest on that. Anyway, ladies, I know a lot of women like younger men, and the reasons they give are a younger man has more energy and older men just sit around and want to drink beer and do nothing. They're lazy and their dicks don't work. Again, that isn't true. I have seen men in their 70s, my bookkeeping clients, and I happen to know that their pencils get very erect. They have very erect pencils that they bring for their bookkeeping appointments. And some of them have a lot of energy. Even in their 70s, they're going running and they're hiking and they're mountain biking. Like, you would be surprised. So I really think, you guys, and this is here because deep down, all of us are afraid of getting old and being devalued and useless. Okay, that's a fear that all people have. People have a fear of dying alone, and they have a fear of getting old and being discarded. And I'm here to let you know that that is just a made-up fear that came from seeing some old person that was useless and unhealthy because they didn't take care of their health. So in order to age happily, you have to keep liking who you are and maintain your body. That's very important. Keep doing new things. Do things that make you happy. Get out of your comfort zone. Challenge yourself and do things that light you up. Because I've seen people in their 70s, guys in their 70s that are still very active and full of life and love their life and love their work. And one thing these guys have in common is they're still working, at least part-time. They're pursuing their passions and their hobbies. There's something that they're passionate about. You got to be passionate about something other than your body. Those women that are just so addicted to what their body looks like, they have trouble getting old. And that's when age, it becomes a mirror to hold up and go, who am I if I'm not my body? It forces you to look within, just like any difficult thing in life. Yeah, I think that I like my body, I like my life, but I have that thing like everybody else. Like, am I going to be useless when I'm 60? And other common fears: is my spouse going to stop loving me? Is my money going to run out? Are my kids going to die before me? Like, people have all these fears, but we can't focus on our fears because life can throw us a curveball at any moment. So there are some very good mindfulness practices, like Eckhart Tolle is super good about just being in the moment and not thinking. Not thinking. That's the key. And that's what happens when you go out in nature and like not thinking, taking a deep breath and just finding joy in the moment. I'm going to leave you with that. I have to go do some errands today. Thank you for watching my video.